Welcome to the class. Let's start with the new topic, that is classification of animals on the basis of presence and absence of backbone. As you know, in the previous class we have discussed that there are various criteria based on which you can classify the organisms, specifically animals, right? So what were the criteria for the classification of animals? On the presence or absence of backbone. The second one was on the basis of their eating habits, and the third was, yes, on the basis of their habitat. So in this class we are going to learn how these animals are being classified on the basis of their backbone. See, in this picture you can see this backbone, right? So based on this backbone you can sit straight, you can stand straight, right? Are you sitting straight? How you can sit straight? Because you are having that backbone with you, right? See, imagine if you are not having a backbone, then will you sit straight? Can you stand straight or not? You will become a pouch like structure, okay? If we are not having the backbones, then we will become a pouch like structure. We cannot sit, we cannot stand properly. Why? Because we were not having the backbone. But as we are having a backbone, we can sit straight, we can stand straight. So on the basis of this backbone, we are having two types of the animals, that are the vertebrates and invertebrates. So what do you mean by the vertebrates and invertebrates? See, this vertebrates or invertebrates are the classification of the animals based on the presence and absence of backbone. If the animal is having backbone, they are called vertebrates, right? So having backbone are called vertebrates. But if the animals they are not having the backbone, then they are called invertebrates, right? So not having backbone, that are invertebrates. But some of you will ask that why on the basis of the backbone we are saying vertebrates and invertebrates? Because this backbone is also known as vertebral column. You can say the vertebral column over here. Clear up to this? Okay. So now in this one we are going to learn about this vertebrates and invertebrates. So first let's start with the invertebrates. So what do you mean by the invertebrates? So the animals which do not have any kind of backbone, or you can say the vertebral column. So they will be invertebrates. Then they are the primitive form of the life on the earth. See, whenever the earth has been developed, so at that time, not all the organism, not all the animals were present on the earth. So this invertebrates were the primitive form of life, that they were existing on the earth, right? Previously, we were not having the lions, tigers, elephants on the earth. Previously, these small animals were existing on the earth. Previously, we were not there. Not the large animals were there. Then who were there? Only this primitive form of life, that is invertebrates, were present on the earth. So the small animals like insects, worms, slugs, snail, spider, scorpion. So the small animals were present on the earth. Right now also they are present, but they were the primitive form of life which was existing on the earth. Clear? So what do you mean by the primitive? Primarily, previously, okay? Now, see, Earth is home to more insects than any other kind of animal. See, if we are living at our home, then that home belongs to us. But rather than us, this home is belonging to our parents more than us. Why? Because they are staying in our home from so many long. So that will be belonging to them only, right? So just like that, this earth will belongs to insects, right? Rather than us, because we are living on the earth from past years, but they are living more than so many years. Clear? So that's why this earth is home to more insects than any kind of animal. Clear up to this? Okay. Now see, what do you see in this image? Okay. Some of you will say this is a star. This is something light-like structure. Is this showpiece? No. These are the animals, right? So these are the animals belonging to the invertebrates. Why? Because they are not having a backbone. See, as they are not having a backbone, they will be a pouch-like structure, a small structure, so that they cannot stand or sit straight, right? Are they sitting straight like us? No. Why they are not sitting straight like us? Because they are not having a backbone-like structure. Okay? So this is a starfish, which you can see in ocean. Okay? Clear? So these are the example of the invertebrates which do not have a backbone. So these are the animals without backbone. See, freshwater sponge. So this sponge which is living in the water. Then sea anemone. Sea anemone is also living in the water. Then earthworm. Have you seen earthworm? Yes. See, this earthworm is walking like this. Why? Can we walk like this? Not in the dance form. Yes, this earthworm can walk like this because they are not having a backbone. Then see this whale, urchin, crowfish. This all are the examples of invertebrates because they are not having a particular backbone, or you can say the vertebral column. Clear? Now see, now we are going to learn about the insect. So insects are very unique among all the living organisms present on the earth. As we can see, most of the animals will be large in size, but these insects are very small in size. Some of the insects we cannot see with the naked eyes, right? So they are very unique. The body of an insect is divided into three parts. See, now the body of insect is divided into three parts. This is the important one. That head is there. The second part is thorax. How will you pronounce? Thorax. Then abdomen. So these three body parts of insects are there. The first is head, the second one is thorax, and the third is abdomen. Right? So how this look alike? So if this is an insect, so in this one we are having one head. This region is known as thorax region, and this region is known as abdomen region, right? So these three regions are there: head, thorax, and abdomen. So what do you see in this one? See, we are having eye over here. Then, is it eye or not? What is there? So there is one eye-like structure. Then, are these legs or hands? These are not the legs or hands. These are the antenna. So what do you mean by the antenna? See, whenever some sweet things are there at your home, then ants will come there, right? Why? Because they can smell that something sweet is there. So based on their antenna, these are the antennas over there from which they can smell very well that something is there, so that they have to go there. And then these are the legs. Pair of legs are there. So how many legs are there? So you can say 6 legs are there, or 3 pairs of legs. Clear? And one pair of antenna is there. So this is the body structure of the insect. That one pair of antenna, eye will be there, then 6 legs, or you can say 3 pair of leg is there. And their body is divided into 3 parts, that is the head, thorax, and abdomen. Can you see these legs are attached to which region? Which region is there? Thorax. So all the legs are attached to the thorax region, and this thorax is related to our chest. It is looking like our chest part. Clear? Okay. Some insect use their antenna for smelling. See, this use of antenna is for smell purpose, right? Then thorax is similar to the chest of human beings. Then wings of insects are attached to the thorax. If we are talking about the legs or the wings, then they are attached to the thorax. In the previous image, we were having wings or not? See, this structure is called their wings. In some insects, you can see it properly, but these wings are also attached to the thorax. Then the abdomen contains a large part of the digestive system. As we are having our abdomen over here, insects are also having their abdomen and they are having the digestive system inside their abdomen part. Clear up to this? Okay. Now see, as the leg bones, they have hard outer covering to support the body called chitin. You can say chitin or you can say chitin. See, these insects are not having any bone structure. As we are having our bones over here, these insects are not having any kind of bone. So how will they protect their body? Because they are having the outer surface, that is the hard surface. The name is chitin. How will you pronounce? Chitin, or some can say chitin. Okay. This outer layer is waxy and waterproof. See, this chitin layer or the chitin layer will be waterproof and waxy. How will you pronounce this? Chitin or chitin. And this is waxy and waterproof. As you can see, it is very shiny material, right? Why? Because it is having waxy material in it. And it is also waterproof. That's why when rain comes, it will not get wet. Why? Because this chitin is waterproof layer. Then all insects have 6 legs. As we have seen in this image, that these insects are having 6 legs. Then invertebrates are found everywhere on the earth, that is land, water, air, etc. Whenever you go, wherever you go, you will find some kind of insects over there. Clear? So what are the characteristics of the insect? They will be having one pair of antenna for the smelling purpose. Then they will be having wings. They will be having 6 legs. They will be having 3 body regions, that is head, thorax and abdomen. Okay. Now see, this is the picture which is showing us cockroach. How many of you like cockroaches? Okay, some of you like. No. Right? So see, this exoskeleton is made up of chitin. Whenever we are talking about this exoskeleton, can you see this black colored part or the brown colored part? That is the exoskeleton. See, whatever the things which are present on the outside the body, that is called exo. This exo is related to outside. And whenever we are talking about the inside, that will be endo. So in this one, we are having the exoskeleton. Clear? And that is made up of chitin. So whatever shiny materials which you are observing on the body surface of the insect, that is the chitin. Now, vertebrates. What do you mean by the vertebrates? As we have seen for the invertebrates, they are not having a backbone. So what will you say about the vertebrates? Yes, we are the vertebrates, that the animals which are having the vertebral column, or you can say the backbone, they are known as vertebrates. So the animals which have a backbone or a vertebral column are known as vertebrates. So they are highly evolved and have well developed organ systems. See, the primitive form of life was not having any kind of backbone, but after the time goes, the animals are developing this vertebral column. So they are highly evolved and have well developed organ system. They will be having so many organs inside them and they are having very evolved structures so that it will be very useful for them to survive. Okay. They are the large group. See, the insects are there. There are so many insects. But this large group means there are so many types of the animals which are belonging to this category. So, to study and understand this animals group, we are having different groups over here. So, how many groups are there? You have to remember the number. 5 groups of the invertebrates or the vertebrates. See, don't get confused. Invertebrates are not having any kind of group system. These vertebrates are having the large group of animals. That's why they are being classified into different 5 groups. How many groups? So 5 groups are there in vertebrates. Remember this one. 5 groups of vertebrates. So now you will ask, what are these 5 groups? Yes. So we are having different 5 groups. We will learn this. But these are the different organisms or different examples of the vertebrates. See, reptiles, right? Then birds, mammals, fish, amphibians, and humans, groundhog, well. So all these things are the examples of the vertebrates. Can you see this turtle is also having one backbone like structure so that it can sleep straight. It can stand straight. These birds are having backbone over here so that they are having the particular shape. These amphibians are also having one backbone. As you can see, for this human too, we are having a backbone. So these animals are having a backbone which will provide a shape to their body, right? Without backbone, they will not have a particular shape. Okay. So these vertebrates are being classified in these five groups, that is fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Have you heard about this? You know something about this. That fish is there, amphibians are there, then reptiles, birds, and mammals. Just learn these five words, that is fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Clear these things to you? Okay. And this we are going to learn in the next class. Okay.